Got another question, which is a good one here. Hello, I love your videos, man. I personally have been having problems making materials look realistic, and the main problem is that they look too perfect. Can you make a video on how to achieve real looking materials and not like 100% making it look like an obvious render? Like something in general for metallics, plastics, or something else. Because the metals, for example, in my engine bay and car interiors in my projects look very unrealistic, despite using realistic looking shaders. And I also have a question about texturing. Is it better to use one software like Substance Designer or Substance Painter or texture models, or should I just focus on shader nodes? Thank you very much. Again, thank you for publishing such good videos on Octane. Now, really good question here. Hey guys, if you're new here and you want to learn Blender Octane, I got a free 101 guide that will help you get up to date, started with Blender Octane for free. Links down in the description. Now, I would say, especially when it comes to, I love grungy materials up. Like literally, in my free time, that's what I do. I'm gonna load up this render out here and show you quickly. But as far as the whole Substance Painter and what else did you say? Substance Designer. It's just another tool. If you want to add that to your arsenal, yeah, do it. But there's no reason why you couldn't do that like in Photoshop, making custom materials in Photoshop. You can still do custom materials inside of Blender. I've seen videos who on YouTube who kind of use Blender like a Substance like Painter or something like that. So those are just extra tools, right? The main thing I do with this is you need to stack. You need to stack. You need to stack. You need to stack textures. That's what you got to break things down in real life. Like you got to brand a piece of plastic. There's a layer of dirt. There's a layer of tiny scratches. There's big scratches. There might be grime. There might be dirt. That's all layered on there. So let me quickly jump over here to what I've got here. And this is just a quick example of what I like to do again in my free time. And I put these videos up where I do this. They're in my community. My full workflow, like they're like 2 hours long sometimes. Like I just hit record and just do the process. So again, I can't really just release those on YouTube because I gotta have a thumbnail and I gotta have a thing, and nobody wants to watch a 2 hour video. But this is the perks that you get in the community. So this is basically a basic plastic, but I do have a roughness on there. If you can kind of see here, right? The basics. This is about where everybody will go to the basics. You can see a little bit of a roughness there on top of that, right? I've got some roughness, but I take it up another level. So what I like to do is take grunge maps. Like, for example, I was playing with some Grayscale Gorilla ones here in this case. Let me see if we can show there. Okay, this is this grunge map right here. So I literally just take that grunge map, run it through a color ramp. And one thing I love about Octane, we have these composite layers here, which they act like a Photoshop layer. Like I got all these different types of mix modes and everything like that. It's kind of like the Photoshop layering style thing, right? So I take that, plug it into a composite texture, and I'm going to unmute this so you can see what happens. So boom, now I add on some more grunge, just like some dirt, right? And again, using the Grayscale Gorilla, imperfection maps, you can get these on for free. You don't even have to use the maps. You can use procedural ones. I prefer to use procedural because sometimes you get resolution dependent. Like sometimes, like if I get close to this, like it breaks down. Like, look, it doesn't look that clean. Now, if this was a procedural one, it keeps that sharpness, right? So that is the negative side of using image maps, unless you got high quality 8K image maps. And then it's like, you're going to have to worry about GPU, memory, and all that stuff. Okay. So I layer that with that. And then again, let me just show you, this is just the first half of stacking. Like I just keep stacking stuff on top. And then I got this next one here where I'm adding more image maps, taking two image maps, putting them together, controlling them here with this layer texture, and these are going into the roughness. So that's why you already saw the roughness had a little bit of mixed up, because I had two different maps being mixed together, giving me more variety. And then on top of that, I do bump. I'm mixing multiple bumps here. Again, like I think on this one I have some scratches. Yep, I got some scratches here. Okay, and then let me clear out of that. I got one set of scratches, and then I got this other set of scratches. I'm actually using a crust layer on this one. Okay, so I'm using this crust 07, and I'm actually bumping that. So I'm mixing those both. They're being bumped together. There it is. That's what I'm doing with the bump. Okay, so that's giving more dimension. And then I come down here And this is the one thing I love also about Octane nodes. We have this down here at the bottom, we have this layer mixer, right? And it basically allows us to material layer mix, right? So what I do is I add in another material layer mix, and then here I've got this metallic base. This is going to be the scratched metallic layer underneath it. And on top of that, I've got more grunge maps. I'm stacking it again. Then I come into the bump. I've got multiple bump nodes, different types of textures going on. And then I even go another layer down. I go to the layer opacity and I add more layers. So adding all these layers on top of that. And then we come here and unmute this. Now you've got this here. Now we've got these scratches. And like you can really see like it looks grungy and like scratched up, and it looks rough, right? That's again just from stacking, like constantly stacking and stacking. Here's the, if I just kind of mute that so you can kind of see the underlying layer of that, what that's looking like here. If we mute this too, here's just the base metal layer, right? That's just the base metal layer. And then bringing back in the roughness, because I want that roughness to show in between these when I do the mask. And then we come here and we mask it, and now it's only going to show on there on that edge. Okay, so that was just the first section of tweaking that I did. Then I took it to another level. Like, all right, I think I don't even have it plugged in. Yeah, I don't even have them plugged in yet. So I took it to another level. Let me go ahead and disconnect this. This is just the base. Now I wanted to add mold and more griminess, like stuff in these cracks, okay, to just take it to the next level. So I've got another system down here, and if I solo this system here is actually like kind of a dust system. I'm using another grunge map, piping that into a gradient map into a dirt texture node. And that's kind of like an ambient occlusion node, but a little bit more better. We've got better control. So that's getting inside here, all of these edges, that's getting inside here. And then down here, I'm adding this green color to it because I wanted to have a little bit of a moldy feel, right? So if I go ahead and mix this back the way we had it proper here, let's go back here. And let's take this, and that goes into here. And then I just want to make sure we're reviewing just this portion here. Good. All right, so we got those two mixed. Now we're going to add in that mold. And there it is. Now you can see we've got this mold happening on the inside here in these cracks. And also in these cracks here and down into these crevices here. Texture stacking. Just keep texture stacking, right? So I took it on another level. I kept going. The next level I have over here, if we come in here and just solo just this. Okay, so let me break it down on a more finer level. There we go. All right, so if I come up here to the top, I've got this another dirt grunge map. I'm actually recycling the same map over and over and over, so I don't have to really worry about like maybe 4 or 5 grunge maps total, and I'm just using them, moving them in different positions, right? And then I got another grunge map down here, again, that I inverted, added it into a curvature texture node. The curvature texture node basically gets more stuff on the curvature areas, right? You can see like around here and around here. You can kind of see it's a little bit different than the actual dirt node, where the dirt node was getting in the crevices and in the cracks here. This is getting more of the curvature areas here. You can kind of see where that's happening, right? And then I put those both together. So there it is. Now we've got that dirt breaking up, that grime inside on top of that. And then we pipe that through here. And now let me go ahead and actually mix the whole thing back the way it was. Okay, so we take this, make sure I have this proper. We're coming out of here, right? That should come into here, right? Yes, and that comes out of here, and that is here. So this is the full node setup, if I show you here. We started off with this main layer, all the roughness, the bumps, then the metal layer beneath it, scratching it, roughing it up, masking it, then the mold right here, and then on top of that, more dirt and mold, grinding that up and dressing it up, and then bringing that back to home, back here to the main one here. So I'm literally stacking within stacks, right? Stack, 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 just stacking that on to really get that really grungy look. And that's what you basically need to do anytime you're trying to do anything in 3D. Again, everything is so perfect in 3D that we technically need to make it not perfect, and you have to do that. So here's the final output. I mean, this thing has been through a lot, right? Like, And I just do this for fun, like just to practice griming things up. You know, sometimes I'll do a little bit more subtle look, but this day here, I was like, I'm just going hard. This thing's getting like, it's been outside, it's been moldy, it's been pretty beat up, you know. So, and then here's the back side of it. Again, that green is a little bit too green for me. I think I will make that even a little bit more darker, but I'm not going to start playing with it right now. But yeah, that's how I go about grinding and grinding. Yeah, there was some grinding in here, right? Grinding, grinding things up. So I hope that answers your question a little bit. I actually did drop a video. One of my recent videos was grinding up some metal that I just recently did not too long ago. Pause that. If I come into videos here, you can take a look at this, and it's the same process, but a lot more subtle. Where was it? I think right here. Take a look at this video. In this video, stop using grunge maps. I did a full grunge map here. I'm going to show you how to make your right here, but a lot more subtle, nothing really heavy, nothing crazy. Just I wanted to make the metal look like it wasn't pristine, super clean, right? So in here I do it, but I do it procedurally. So I didn't use any image maps. It's all done procedurally. So definitely there it is. You can see me walking through that. I'll walk through that whole workflow. So take a look at that. All right, guys. So if some of you guys are new to these videos here, these are my daily reports where I'm basically sharing and strategizing how I'm building a $400 and roughly $500 a month Blender Octane community here on the school platform. And I figured I share out my journey so other people who might be interested in doing something like this can make some money off of something they really enjoy here. And basically I'm going to answer some more YouTube questions here. Then I talk about building, strategizing in public, and my growth stats across my channels. I do have my main channel, which is One Polygon with me, my secondary channel, which is basically going to be talking about how I'm building a monetized community, and what I'm basically going to be doing on that channel is starting to teach other people how to monetize something that they love using the school platform. So if any of you guys are interested in doing something like that, DM me, or, you know, throw a question up anywhere on any one of these channels and I will get back to you. And then my school community here, which I have right here, it's a Blender. I'm on the school. I teach people how to use Blender Octane, and at the moment I have 119 members. But it used to be free. Now I am charging. I have 32 paid members. I am making $497 a month through my community. A lot of people may say, why don't you just do this on Patreon? Because Patreon actually takes out a lot more money than you really think. School platform takes out the least amount of month period out of all the platforms right now. So that's why I do use school. So let's get into a couple of more questions here because I'm already pretty deep into the video here. Let me go back up here to the top. Typically I start from the top and go all the way down. I should be reversing that. The older questions are at the bottom, and I should be working my way up to these new questions, but whatever. Let's see here. Can you make a video about Vectron, and what is it? I'm fairly new to Octane, been a few months in, but I've been wanting to experiment with it for a while now. If you already made a video on it, forgive me for my ignorance. Thank you. I think he's talking about one of my reels that I posted where I'm talking about Vectron. I think I may have done a video in public. I know I have videos in the community on how to set it up, literally how to do it, me experimenting, and I post those videos in there. As far as on the channel here, I am not too sure if I have anything. Octane, Vectron, Blender. This is a great video here. It's an introduction that was done 6 months by Lino, Master Yoda Lino. He does it here. The video is a little bit kind of quick, and he skims over a few things that I had struggled with, but definitely take a look at this one because I think he also gives you a free downloaded file. Take a look at this short right here. I do go through it step by step really quickly, just a crash course how to get it up and started. So you guys can take a look at that. And he came out with this video here again too, another 4 months ago. So you might want to take a look at that video. I did make a video. Did I make a video? Yeah, I did make a video about how to use Vectron real time and Octane. So you can definitely take a look at that too, 3 months ago. Hope that helps, right? And one more here. The number pad view switches is a good one when scene building, especially in architecture. Oh, okay. So I guess now my channel has this thing on. It's pretty much only available on mobile, I think, because I don't see any difference here on the website version, but it's like a community tab where you can on the mobile app for YouTube. So I posted a question on there, and the question was like, what is the most useful shortcut that you've had found or use on or Blender period, and we did get some cool responses. The number view pad, if you have a number pad, you literally can press like 1 for front view. And matter of fact, I can just quickly show you if I jump back over here. If I press 1, that's like front view. If I press 3, side view. 9 is the opposite. 7 is the top view, and then you can go in like in between it, right? And then you press 5, you go like that. So these are really super helpful. And I think also if you press the tilde key, I use the tilde key all the time. It gives you this quick menu. I think this might be an add-on. I'm not too sure. It might be needed to be turned on. So I use this a lot because I can just go to the right. And if you get it really fast, I just go like this, like boom, like tab up, tab down, tab right, left. I really like to do that. So I tend to use that quite often because my left hand just kind of sits on the keyboard around that area. So it's a quick and easy way for me to just dab it down as it goes into camera, or no, bottom. Was it? Yeah, left late angles goes into the camera mode, so that's quick and cool. Let's see, another one here. G plus Shift G plus X, Y, or Z. Okay, that's a very good one, Bricks. This is another member in our community. Alt 4, rage quit when something goes horribly wrong. Alt 4, rage quit. Really? Alt 4, let's try that. Alt 4. Alt F4? Alt F4? It's basically like a save button. I didn't know that, honestly. That's cool. All right, so we're gonna quickly talk a little bit about community here. So again, I've been building this community, and things have been kind of slow with growth. I've been literally stuck plateauing this last 7 months at about $480 to $500 a month, and I just can't seem to break past the $500 barrier mark. So I've been trying to figure out what it is, and I think a lot of it comes down to it's numbers game. Like, a lot of people just don't know I'm out there. And it's a thing that many people struggle with who make content. Like, you think just because maybe you put out a video and you get maybe a couple thousand views on it, that's really nothing. One of my mentors that I study a lot is Alex Ramosi, and he's one of his famous things is he's always do more, do better, right? And like, he's like, most people just don't underestimate how much it really takes to get something out there, and it's true. And I went back and started looking at my stats again. If you're not tracking stats, then you're not tracking anything. And that's why I think here with the growth stats, and this, like, tracking is so important, guys. If you really care about a certain metric or something, track it like relentlessly. And I track a lot of stuff. I write it in my notebook, and I found out one month, I got 5 new members to my community. And I'm like, dude, what the hell was I doing that month that I got 5 new members? Because right now I'm struggling to get 1 member a month right now. That month I got 5 new members. Why? So I went back and started looking at all my data. I started looking at in my little notebook, which I write in here. I literally write every time I got a new member. I would write these stats that I'm tracking here. These basically these school stats right here. These stats, I was tracking them every day in my little book. And basically what I do is I track current members. Hang on, let me throw this on screen so you guys can see that real quick. This is the same things that I was tracking in my notebook. Now I digitized them, just basically starting off in May. And it's just so much easier. I should have been doing that in the beginning, but anyways, I'm old school. I like paper. So I started tracking these values, and like, I was wondering why all of a sudden did I get 5 new members in the month of May, and now I'm struggling to get 1. So when I went back and did all my data and analytics, and I literally jumped back into my main channel analytics, and I went to the month of May. Was it here? Let's see if this thing will. May. But anyways, short story short, May, I had the most like views, the most videos, the most reels, the most everything of all year. That month crushed. Hang on, let me just dial it up. Here's a quick rough look, the last 365 days. Right here we are. Now you can clearly see the spike right in here. And this is May. This is the month of May. Look at this. Clearly. So just the amount of output that I was doing that month ultimately got more people into my thing. So it's literally simple math. You want people to know about your thing, tell a lot of people about your thing, and then maybe they might join your thing, right? So that was plain and simple. I saw the numbers, I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And I literally broke down the numbers. So it was like mid-June to mid-May, literally 61,000 views, watch time of 798, 216 subscribers. And this was literally June. And then again, when I go to May, if I can customize it and go to May again, if I go up to May, the month before that, May, June, there's May. So boom, again, the May, I mean, 99, like just the numbers say it all. And if I jump all the way to the last 28 days, okay, 46. So 46 to 61,000 views. That's a lot, right? That's a lot. With, subscribers were double. The view 4 6 was almost, 30% more. That says the number. So I've been back on that. Like you can clearly see here, and now with the daily videos, I mean, these don't really crank out a lot of views. I'm not worried about that, but just basically putting out a lot of content, like putting out more than you think you need to put out. Double it, whatever you think you want. It like, oh, I can do maybe 2 videos a week. Double it if you can. So I'm figuring out ways now. I'm lucky because I've been studying automation, and I've been using that to really help me maximize my time to start focusing on a things that low value tasks. I'm dropping that and only focusing on high value tasks. Putting out YouTube videos is high value task for me, growing my community. So that's why I do that. So while we're all into this, I'm going to go ahead and start getting into tracking my numbers because we're already at 22 minutes in this video. Again, I post these daily, and also I will continue to still posting my other videos that I normally do, my weekly Octane videos. But I like to give a little bit of value in the beginning of these videos by answering questions, because this was all about. It's about you guys. So this month, or actually today, we were at 32 paid members. We got a new member yesterday, or actually on the 26th, we got a new member. 8:30 last month of, or last day of, or do we have 31st? Oh, we got one more day here this month. All right. All right. And we are now at 32 members. That's very nice. All right. And our monthly reoccurring revenue is 497. Maybe we can hopefully keep that. I was up a little bit, 497. 497. All right. So, and then our about page view numbers, 81. Okay. That's another thing too. The more people who see your thing, right? Again, 81 people have been to my about page, basically the sign up page, or at least looked at that here. And about page views, right? And I need to basically drag all of these down, right? There we go. Oops, undo that one, not that. Just this inside line. Yeah, -1. Okay, and then our churn rate is 6.61. Churn is basically the percentage of people joining and quitting your community. So ours is 6.61, which is way under the norm. Normally, people were averaging from 15 to 20. So I'm very happy, but my click-through rate is not the best. So the click-through rate, we need to get that up. If the click-through rate goes up, then the churn will also be kind of start to. Our click-through rate at the moment is 2.74 because we did get 2 signups in here in the last 7 days. So that's really nice here. So that's it for that. And then I like to track my YouTube stuff here. And YouTube, we're at 8:30. 467. We are far at. Oh, I think I saw it right there. Dashboard. 487. 487. 487. Ooh, 20. That's a big. And this is literally the results of posting daily, guys. Look at this. See, again, real time, seeing the stats in real time. I started posting daily. Now look at the numbers of followers or subscribers. This was when I was kind of posting once a week. I was posting once a week. Now I'm posting daily. See the difference? We can track it real time. Average view duration. How long are they watching the video? Average view duration. Let me close some of these other windows really quick because I'm getting too jacked up here. Average view duration. Come in here. We go to, again, analytics, content, video. Average view duration is 1.52. Still want to get that up. 1.52. It takes a while for those numbers to really start switching. And then our click-through rate. Are they clicking on the thumbnail, the title? Click-through rate is 2.9. And that's still holding steady. That was kind of down a little, 2.9. So, and then on my other channel, I'm tracking the stats on that also because I just started that channel. We are at 14 subscribers still, right? 14 subscribers. So these same videos get posted there also. And in the future, I will be posting different content on that channel. On that channel, I'm going to be posting a lot of my back end stuff like the automations I'm building to help me make content. I'm also going to be focusing on people who want to build communities like that. Is going to be all on that channel. Again, if you guys are interested in learning how to build a community, let me know. I am going to be working on another school group that's just all about how to monetize, how to monetize a group and actually how to make money. The whole process that I'm actually going through right now with this channel, I'm going to teach you guys that. So if you guys are interested in that, go ahead and DM me. And there we go. So that's it for this video. I will be posting these to Facebook now too, because I do have peeps on Facebook who are wondering what I've been doing and what I've been up to, and I've just neglected Facebook for the longest because I just always have. I've just always been focused on Instagram and YouTube, but I'm actually going to be focusing on all of my platforms now because I'm also, again, building communities to help people monetize their money or their money to make some money. So there's other, I mean, it doesn't have to be just 3D. If you're into dogs or things like that, I can help you build a community around your passion. Anyways, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Patrick LeVark, peace. Oh, and we're going to be getting back to the weekly or daily, weekly live streams are coming back. They're coming back. My daughter went back to school, so summer vacation is over. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace.